Hello everyone, today we're going to go through and talk about how to get past that kind of middle power hurdle, how to prepare for the late game here in Palworld, and ultimately how to kind of optimize your base in the best way possible. So starting off here, to catch you up on the progression guide, if you are hopping in here for the first time, we just beat Lily and Lylene, so currently we are sitting at level 37. There's quite a few things in the technology tree that we unlocked that we have not built, and as you can see on screen, we do also need to build new items like the high quality hot spring and the weapon assembly line. Now, before we do anything, it's also important to know that every time you beat a tower boss, you then pass a new power threshold because you actually unlock a new level at the PAL Expedition Station. So let me take you over to that now. And of course, this PAL Expedition Station is going to be great because it passively allows you to harvest a bunch of different rare resources. All you gotta do is send them out, wait till they come back, and then collect the rewards. So after you beat Zoe and Grisbolt, you unlock the Verdant Hollow, and as you can see on the right-hand side, you'll gain things that are important like the Ancient PAL manuscripts, which we'll discuss a little further in just a moment, a couple of spheres, and some ore, and some ancient civilization parts, and small PAL souls. But going up to the next level, you're then going to get better spheres. Immediately go from the standard and the mega to the mega and the giga. You have the opportunity to get medium PAL souls, and these are going to be critical to kind of elevate your PAL's power to the next level, and you're also going to be able to farm things like the Bellinor Slab Fragment. Now, when you go to do this initially, if you go to auto-assign your PALs, you notice I am just barely over at 64,000 out of 56. And if you do the first one, for example, if we were to change the destination and go to Verdant Hollow, this is going to need 25,000. This one's not too hard to hit just by playing the game and collecting a bunch of pals. If you have a bunch of pals, most likely you'll meet the requirements. But as you start to get higher up in these conditions here, every time you beat a new boss, you'll unlock the next level, and eventually once you beat all of these, you'll have to go through and beat them on hard mode to again unlock even a higher tier, which have even better resources. But looking at things like this, if you just auto-assign them, I happen to have enough power. But I've been seeing this conversation a lot recently on Reddit and the Discord saying, how do you fully optimize this? These pals are only giving 200-300 apiece, and then you have some that are giving 5,000. And so let me bring you back to the main base and demonstrate the best way to do this. And this is what I'm referring to, the ability to condense your pals. When you go through and condense your pals, and essentially what that means is you select one pal, and you then choose to sacrifice additional pals, and essentially it's going to absorb their essence. There's pals that you sacrifice are going to be destroyed. So the first one you click with the blue check will be the one that inherits all the power, and the ones with the orange check will be the one that gets destroyed. Now, the reason you want to do this is going to increase total power for the PAL Expedition Station. It's also going to increase their partner skill. So for example, this land ball here has the Fluffy Shield partner skill. And then also, if you can go through and get it to level 5 or get all 4 stars, every single one of their work suit abilities will increase by 1. So the slam ball would have all of its increase up to level 2, but if you had a much stronger PAL at level 3 or 4 in work suit ability, for example, then they would be extremely powerful. For example, if we had our Ragnarok here, it would actually become level 4 in kindling and level 4 in transporting if it got to the max cadence level. Now, for example, though, if we go through and we're going to sacrifice, this is going to be the one we keep with 2 stars. This one has 1 star. We're going to go through and get rid of all these other ones here. And when we do this, it's going to bring it up to level 3, or level 4. And you'll notice that when we do that, it also increases its maximum health, and its attack, and its defense. So we're going to go through and do that, and that there is going to make it extremely powerful. Okay, but now there's actually kind of a secret. If you've played the game for a while, it's not a secret. But the menu does not tell you something extremely important. And for example, if we were to go over to our Fuddler here, if we go through and select this Fuddler here, this Fuddler has 172 attack, 92 defense, and 70 work speed. So remember, 70 work speed. If we select to sacrifice 4 more, which will bring it to its next level, if you look on the main screen in the center, it only tells you max health, attack, and defense. It does not tell you work speed. However, you'll notice, remember, 70 is what we're sacrificing for this guy here. If we do it, you'll notice he now has 77. So even though the menu doesn't directly tell you that when you condense them, it's going to increase the total work speed, it does. So even though you have to wait till you get to max stars to actually increase its total amount of level for its work speed ability, increasing the work speed through condensing will exponentially increase what it can actually accomplish. And even for a level 1 or a level 2 PAL, if you, for example, go through and increase its mining to, let's say, 2 stars, this Fuddler is going to be like 10 times faster than what it would be if it wasn't condensed. So if you're ever wondering, is there a reason to capture more than 12 PALs? Because after that, you stop getting the bonus experience for capturing them or for hatching them. And the answer is 110% yes. It's going to make the combat better because your pals are going to be more powerful. The pals in your base will work faster when you condense them, And of course, you're going to influence the total rewards that you get here from the Pal Expedition Station. Now, if we take a quick look here, let's look at what we actually managed to accomplish. So a land ball with 0 stars has 316 power. A land ball with 1 star has 1,128. Now, the land ball to the left was 2 stars a moment ago, but we just sacrificed 32 of them to make him level 3, and it has 10,960 power. A level 17 pal that you could find in the starting area that spawns in large quantities is very easy to catch, and you can literally just hit once or twice, or if you have the Mercy Ring, it will make it even easier. So there is a huge precedence on going through and condensing your pals, because it's just going to make everything else in the game that much easier, and it's going to give you better rewards. Now, if we go through and auto-assign things, as you notice, we're at 81,000. Before, we were at like 64,000. Now, if you do have a chance that's below 100%, it doesn't mean that you're going to fail, and it doesn't mean that you can't do it. It just means that when you complete the actual expedition, that you're going to get far less rewards depending on the total percentage. So you definitely want to make sure you're above 100% though, that way it does go through and complete. And then later on, you can actually influence this timer as well through certain upgrades. The actual pals that you contribute towards this no longer affect it. It's something you have to actually unlock through a different station. So don't worry about the timer too much anymore. You just more want to make sure you're above 100%. That way you can get all of the rewards that you're actually looking for. All right, now the next thing we're going to go through and talk about when it comes to upgrading your base is going to be the PAL Research Laboratory here. And basically, you want to go through and do this because everything in here is going to just increase all your gains. You're going to get more resources. You're going to get stuff done faster. It's just overall worth investing into early on because progressively, as you get later in the game, these extra bonuses are really going to add up. Now, if you have a miner, for example, like Tombat over there, most likely he's just going to mine and possibly transport. He will most likely never come over here to actually work. It will be very rare with pals like jobs like that, or if they're watering, you know, they might be more likely to come over here. But the best way to set up a pal to make sure they come over is to go over to the fixed assignment management on the actual monitoring state here. Select it, and then tell which pal you want to go there. So for example, we'll send Bushi over. Now Bush is going to come over to one of these stations and is going to start working. You can see he's there. Now it is important to know, I went through and like I said, I built 2 of these and I tested this out. And you can see they are both running the exact same thing, even though I just used Kindling Task Level 2 on one of them. Meaning even if you build more than one in your base, they're always going to share the same task. So you can never run more than one task at a time. However, you will notice that this Bushi here is very slowly increasing these gains here, like really slowly. Now, if I throw out the Ragnarok in my party, and I pick up this Bushi, you'll notice that this percentage is kind of slowly going up at a pretty consistent 0.1 percentage. Now, if I keep one pal from my base here, so for example, the Bushi and the Ragnarok, now look how it's going up even faster. So while they can only perform one task in your base at a time if you have 2 of these, you can actually have 2 different pals operating, for example, one base pal and one pal that's in your party, on the same task at the same time, and they will complete that task faster. So I like to have one permanently set up for basically a base pal to work on if I want to go through and work on upgrading something, and then while I'm here, I will toss out whatever party pal that can actually complete that task, so they can assist with it, and it will just expedite getting it done just a little bit quicker. Now, with that being said, we have a lot of work to do on the base here. When it comes to setting up your base, I actually had someone ask this just yesterday on one of the other Pal Tips videos, and when it comes to stacking your items here, not every item can be stacked, sadly. They can if you do some weird, funky glitches with benches and things like that, but for example, when it comes to storage, if you want to build the metal chest will not snap up. It will only snap out. It cannot be stacked on top of each other. However, the standard chest, for example, can. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to come up with a layout that's going to make it really easy for us to manage our storage in the best way possible. Like these bookshelves, for example, are massive, and yet they only hold 10 items. And I've already full on schematics here, and I'm basically almost full on schematics here. And the same thing goes for the skill fruits here. I've got these, and I've got a full setup here. So what I'm going to go through and do is I'm going to go through I'm going to say quickly, it's probably going to take me some time, but I'm going to go through and get everything in the storage area kind of organized in a much better setup. All right, so I just wanted to give you a quick update. The base itself still has a lot of work, but I went through and I organized the storage area. And essentially, out of all of these storage options you have at around this level, level 37, For example, if we go over to storage, the very best storage option that you have when it comes to total amount of spaces in a storage container, as you can see here, you've got a total of 24. I think that's 24 if I counted right. Yeah, 4 times 6. So that's going to be here. It's going to be the metal chest. Alternatively, you have the orange lockers. And on the orange lockers here, they have just 20 and not the 24. They also take up more space. So I personally prefer these. You can't stack these though, unfortunately. Like I mentioned earlier, you can't really stack any items like this. But what I've done is I've gone through and I've utilized something under the furniture category, the ironwood side table. And what I went through and did is I went through and I basically started in the corner here. And I ran an entire line all the way down to the very end. And I did it on the front and the back. I created 2 full rows. And if you stare straight at the center piece like this here, the chest will actually snap to the top of it. And as you can see, they fit perfectly in here. Every 6 is essentially 1 foundation wide. And then once they're all built, I've gone through and I just broke down the pieces here in the middle. Oh no, I just did the wrong ones. Whoops, I meant to do it for the middle ones here. So all of these are also set to private, so no pals will deposit anything in here. I mainly will be monitoring all of this. We'll keep all of the other goods like wood and iron in those chests out there. But yeah, I've got all this all set up really nice and clean, way better than what it looked like before. And while we've been doing this, I've constantly been having the kindling going here with Ragnarok and Bushi, and then Splatter Rain's working on handiwork. Because once you do go through and start upgrading in the Pal Labor Research Laboratory, you're going to eventually unlock items like this here, the Flame Cauldron. In like the original Palworld, when it first came out, these by default you would just unlock in your schematics, not your schematics, your tree here. And so as you can see, the Flame Cauldron is here at level 21. And when you place this down in your base, it's basically going to improve the speed of all your fire pals when it comes to cooking or smelting your metal. If you don't have it unlocked in the Pal Labor Research Laboratory, you'll actually get this here, must research large toolbox or must research whatever that item is. So the fact that we have now done that for this, we can actually go through and unlock it. And then we're going to find this in the other section here. And as you can see, once you place it down again, it's going to increase the total speed. So essentially you want to have one of all of these items that you can unlock in your base. The effects do not stack, so you just need one. We can throw it down pretty much wherever the pals do not need access to it. It's essentially a cosmetic that provides buffs to your base. All right, now with that being said, we've got quite a bit of work to do here on our base. So I'm going to go through and expand it out to here so we have more room to work with, just hugging the edge of the circle. We've got to go through and get quite a few of these belts placed down and get them all organized. And then we also have to go through and build things like the improved furnace, which allows us to craft the refined ignites, which we'll need for the next tier of sphere, and many of the other new workstations. Alright, so I ran into a bit of an issue here, and that the majority of the rest of the upgrades actually are going to need the refined ingots. In order to build more of these, we're going to need coal. And at this point in time, we do not have a coal mining facility. The only way to get coal is to find random coal nodes out in the wild. And I am fortunate that there is one just over here, so the supply drop tends to come down right there, and the coal is like right here on the hill. But typically that's only 30 or 40, and that is the only one in the area immediately that I'm aware of. There might be one more. So this would be a great time to kind of break up all of the base work and to head on out. Now, I specifically want to head to a certain type of dungeon, and those dungeons have the chance of dropping the legendary bow schematic, which is going to be this bow right up here. And that's going to be the compound bow. Alright, now in my adventure to go through and find some dungeons, I forgot there was actually one of these faction bases kind of near our base, and we haven't done one of these yet. And I believe it's around level 30 typically, yeah, they're all level 30. So I figured this would be a really great place to go through and try one of these out. I'm not too worried about catching these guys, they're actually quite stubborn. So I figured at this point, let's go through and do this faction base. Sometimes they can drop schematics, and if we do get a cool cosmetic schematic for our base, that would be pretty cool here as well. Alright, cool, that should be all the stuff we need. Let's get in here and see what we get from doing this little area here. We got a rain setting at flag schematic, so a base schematic, and a training manual. So all in all, the loot was not amazing in any means, but it doesn't hurt to do these just because you can get some pretty cool stuff. Alright, we've got that cleared out, and we'll grab this rebel pile while we're here. Need all the dog coins. I think we need like 1,000 for the next accessory here, so we'll definitely want to save up for that. Alright, now we've got that. Let's see where we're at on the map. Yeah, so I think we're just going to keep heading up here looking for dungeons. I think these ones are 29. They might be 19, though. If these are 19, we'll have to head over to this area, as I know this is definitely going to be 29 here. Alright, so I did find the dungeon, but it happens to be blocked off, so instead of doing that, we're going to head up here. I don't know if the big chest is up top. This one's nice and easy, so let's just head to the top and we'll go through and take this guy out. I don't know if we'll get anything, but it's worth giving it a shot. He is down for the count. I think while he deals with them, I could just open this up. All right, we got a high-grade technical manual. That is definitely nice for some points. And then we did get the wooden barricade schematic as well. We're going to keep heading this way. We actually haven't done this Alpha Pal yet, and there's a fast travel point, so that'd be probably a pretty good place to head to. That way we can keep clearing all the areas. I think it's actually going to be just down here. Yeah, let's head over to do this. It's level 31. I feel pretty confident that we could do this. All right, let's see if we can manage to get this guy. Go ahead and be aggressive, my friend. Put in some work. Yeah, he does a lot of damage, so I'm not too worried about the damage. I just need to watch out to make sure I don't take too much damage in return. I don't feel like this guy could kill our Ragnarok. He just deals so much damage. I do need to be careful of Ragnarok potentially killing him, though, because Ragnarok does deal a lot of damage. That's probably going to hurt. Yep, let's dodge that. We'll let him get... How much damage is he doing? Ooh, I thought he was going to shoot a dragon move at me here. And maybe we'll let him shoot one more time. Oh boy, that does a lot. Yeah, let's pull him back after his next move here. That's good. We don't want that. I think we'll throw a sphere. And then do I have the Ring of Mercy on? Oh boy, I think I do. Yes, I do. Okay, let's just shoot him. Whoopsies, that might hurt. And we'll grab this. We'll blast him down to 1 health. And then let's use the Gigaspheres here to have a higher chance of actually catching this guy. We should be able to catch him, I sure hope. All right, we managed to capture him. That is another Alpha Pal down. Right on. So let's go through and continue kind of exploring the map, kind of going up further north here. All right, so still no dungeons, but I did go through and find another bounty here. So we're going to go through and take this guy out. And I did take the Ring of Mercy off this time, so we should be able to kind of just obliterate him. He does stagger Ragnarok, but we do a lot of damage, so we should be okay. I'm not too worried. He's a big fella. Grill those on level 20, so... Okay, I should be able to dodge that, and there we go. Another alpha kill here. Or I guess a bounty, but it counts as an alpha. And we got some more bounty tokens, which is very nice. Alright, well, we're going to keep headed out then, and continue kind of scouring the area for any dungeons. Alright, so I did find a skill fruit tree, but at this point I think... Yeah, we've worked our way all the way up here, so I'm going to head back to the base because my inventory is overloading with things, and then I'll come back here and we'll keep looking for dungeons. Alright, so still no dungeons, but I did find another enemy faction base, so we're just going to go through and loot it here. And yeah, we're just going to get some more loot while we're at it. Figured I might as well. We'll grab that, and we got another flag, but another technology manual, which is always nice. We'll let our friend deal with that. There should be a chest right here, and then once we get this... it will be on our way. Alright, and we have arrived here, and Beacon is fast asleep, so we're going to go through and just drop out our friend here. Not sure what level it is. 29. Yeah, we'll have no issues taking this thing out. Go through and just give it a nice shot. It's basically kind of a weaker version of Ragnarok, in my opinion. So we should be just fine. Hey, buddy, if you want to hold still for me. I think I shot our friend in the back. Thankfully, it doesn't do any damage. We'll get one more hit off here. And, oh, that hit me in the face. That wasn't very nice. We'll let Ragnarok get one more ability in, and then we'll kind of call him back. Oh, that was very rude. There we go. Yeah, let's pull him back in. That way he doesn't accidentally kill him, because we don't have him yet. And then we'll just go for the capture here. As soon as we get him down to 1 health, I thought that would have dropped him down. There we are. Let's see if we can go through and get this guy. Oh, that sphere does not have a high percentage. Okay. We may be here for a moment. Or not. 3% got us a 100% chance on the first try. Okay. Alright, now I have worked my way over to kind of the next major area here. And we found another Alpha Pal. So we've got both the Quiverin here and then Jade the Bounty. So let's go through and knock these out here as well. Alright, now we should not have too much trouble here with this Quiverin. It's level 23. And we should have a much higher chance of being able to catch it. Some of the previous alphas probably should have done this area a little bit sooner here. But we were just leveling up so quick to get that actual tower boss done that, yeah, we blew right past kind of the level for this area here. And sure enough, Quiverin is down with a 2% chance on a normal Palsphere. Maybe we should go for the Mega here. Are we going to get lucky with the first catch? Oh my gosh, we are with the 2%. There we go. Alright, now here's going to be the bounty, and it should not be too hard to take out. I do think I have the Ring of Mercy on, so our Ragnarok will have to deal the final shot here, but we should be fine. I think I just missed that attack all the way. Yeah. Hey, little friend. Let me just shoot you too in your little metal helmet. And we'll get this guy here. And I do have a level. I probably should spend my points here. Okay, he can take out the last of them. I'll blast him and he'll get him. Let's see if he drops anything useful. Now, I do think, I'm almost certain, there is a... oh, you know what? Let's actually catch this. We don't have 12 of these. Ow. That was not very kind. Just stop running around there, friend. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty certain there is a red chest up here and possibly even a coal node. There's a sulfur node there. I thought there was a coal node over here. I don't remember. And I thought there was a red chest. Oh, there's a yellow chest. Maybe that's what it is. Let's just grab this here real quick. If anybody wants to attack me, our buddy will deal with them. I don't actually think we have 12 of them either. Maybe I'll just capture all of these because I don't think I have 12 RSOCs or 12 Univolt. Okay, I think we should capture them, so let's just spend our point. We'll put in health just to stay alive longer. And that is everything. Now let me take a quick look. I could have sworn there was coal here, maybe not. Okay, I don't see any. So what are we looking like on the map here? We've basically discovered this area, so I think we'll grab this fast point, travel back to this area, and then work on discovering this, and basically move over to this area here. Alright, now as I was exploring, I figured I'd bring you back, because I did actually see a meteorite spawn here, just kind of near the beach area, which is going to be near the next fast travel location. So we're going to go through and take these guys out, and see if we get any decent loot in here. We've got ourselves a single shot rifle, so not too great. But we did get ourselves a nice stat boost, and looks like this is going to be for health. So we're going to go from 3025 to 32, 200 in total. This is a level 1. So yeah, overall that's not going to be great in comparison to the shotgun and the musket that we do already have, sadly. But we will keep exploring here. And here's another chest. Oh, a silver key. You know what? There was actually a red chest just up here that I could not open. Oh, that I did. There was a chest up here that I could not open because I didn't have the key. It's just right here on top of this hill. I think it's up here. Yeah, I believe it's just right up here. I didn't have the key to open it, so I had to skip past it. Yeah, here it is. Let's see if we get anything good with this key. That would be nice. That would be super handy. Looks like a makeshift assault rifle. I don't have an assault rifle yet, so honestly, a level 1 is better than the kind of primitive or the base tier, so I'm not upset about that. Alright, so I have made it back over to kind of the next area, and this is going to lead us into the desert area here, and this is going to be where the Alpha Anubis Pal is going to be located, which may be a little too strong for us to take out at this current point in time. Let's grab this egg, because I believe it's level 40 something, and we're not quite there, so it would definitely be a challenging fight. Well, this desert area is also a new area for us. We don't have all the pals here. There's quite a few new pals we don't have that are going to be in this area, as well as pals that we just simply do not have 12 of. We'll try and capture these here. Now, the other issue we're running into is that capturing these pals is becoming more and more challenging. The percentages are quite low. And then if we could get the sniper sphere module, that would make capturing them far easier. And also, I have been grabbing every single effigy kind of this entire episode as we've been exploring, but I have not went to try and upgrade yet. So if we do have an upgrade for catch rate, I will definitely want to kind of look at that. So it'd probably be worth looking into trying to craft that. It would just make capturing these pals a lot faster. There's a whole process that's getting a little tedious now, especially when they break out, after more than one occasion. So I'm going to go through and just capture a whole bunch of these pals. Oh, and there's a Dumond over there. That would be nice to get a bunch more of. We'll grab him. And then we'll get this guy here as well. I don't know if we have 12 cremas. I don't think we do. So I've got quite a bit of capturing to do, but I'll bring you back if we find a dungeon or any more chests. Alright, well, we did just catch a Hingu here with Diamond Body, which is kind of crazy. Another Rainbow Passive. We've been very lucky with the Rainbow Passives kind of in this progression guide here so far. And I did see a pretty large normal egg here as well. We will grab, oh, maybe it will let us land. There we go. We should be able to get this. Very nice. A huge common egg. So overall, yeah, I'm pretty happy. I'm going to kind of keep making my way down here, though. There should actually be a bunch of coal nodes here. So even though we haven't found any dungeon yet, this is a great place to also get coal. And then, of course, to farm these guys as well, because they do drop gunpowder, which is definitely helpful for ammo. Now, the assault rifle I'm going to put away, as this thing just chugs for ammo. If you look at one headshot, right? 403, and I didn't kill him. But if I use one shotgun, I can easily just use the shotgun. Oh, they're going to run away, aren't they? Oh, I'm going to get exploded. Yeah, that's alright. Yeah, one shotgun burst takes the same amount of ammo. I could do it to literally 2 people close proximity. Alright, so I did just stumble upon the multiple coal nodes here. So if you are not going to go into a dungeon, the desert is definitely a great place. I think there's not 1, but 2 different locations here in the desert that's got 6 different coal nodes. Making it really easy to kind of farm this stuff up. Sadly, there's not a teleport point super close nearby. If you look at the map, we're going to have to head, I think, down here. Or there might be one up here. There's not one directly here in the desert. So you could set up a base technically here to mine all these nodes. That actually might be a smart play to move our kind of first base from the ore location over by Chillet to this location here. That might just make sense, to be honest, just due to how much coal we're going to need to constantly craft ammunition here. Or craft the refined ignites. My apologies, not the ammunition here. We also are going to need sulfur, though, for ammo, unless we could find a really good bow. So I may consider having to go through and do that. Let me just drop this out here since we're too heavy. And then I'm going to head back to the base. We've got a full load here on our way. All right, so I was just about to head back, and then I stumbled upon a red chest, and I also realized that I had to level up, so I just went through and increased my weight. So we're okay to kind of do a little bit more exploring here. We got a feathered hairband schematic, so nothing too crazy. And then let's just scout the surrounding area here. There is a egg here, which we could grab. I think there's another egg over there as well. I'll wait to grab that one. I kind of just want to explore the area here for chests. I do see some coal here. There's quite a bit of coal. There is a surfeit in that encampment, which I just skipped over for now. And then I do see another encampment. There's the coal over there that I was referencing. Let's head over here and see if I could find anything. There's a hangyu. I don't have 12 of them yet. And then there is a soul. Let's grab this here. We're definitely going to need more of these resources, though. So I think the smartest play would be to build a second base here. Oh, there's another Mimog as well. Might have to grab these guys. I didn't realize there were so many Mimogs over here for dog coins. It's like the third one. We'll grab this chest. Ideally, in these kind of gold chests, we're looking for silver keys. That would be the most optimal thing that we could find. Alright, I don't know what's in there. And I did already grab a Digtoise. Let's see if we can get this Mimog. Most likely not. I probably should trap it, but I'm just going to take my chances and hope for the best. Let's go to the Gigasphere here, and hopefully we capture him. 77% is pretty darn good. If he gets out, we might not be able to get him. Okay, very nice. Be able to get that there. 18 dog coins. And so basically the way Mimom works is the higher level it is, typically the more rewards it's going to give you, or in this case, the more dog coins, which is ultimately what we're looking for here. I'm going to blast him, and then, oh, he died to the fire. That did not work out. We'll use our Ragnarok here. I think I've got the Ring of Mercy on, so I can't actually kill them myself. He will have to do all the work. Maybe I can get both these guys at the same time. Shoot him in the head, and hopefully we'll shoot him in the butt. And then Ragnarok can take care of the rest. I think he died to the fire there. Oh yeah, look at all that ammunition. Very nice. Thank you, friend. You got one more guy right here. And he's dead. Perfect. What is in here? Oh, a nice new little chicken. Alright, I think this is all 12. I think I've captured enough of these to actually get the 12 bonus here. Let's take a quick peek. And yeah, that was 12 of 12. Very nice. Okay. We do still need quite a few Dumon. Let me look at the map and see where we are. So we've got almost all of it. I'm going to head down here and see if hopefully we can find a fast travel point. Alright, so I've made my way all the way down here to the Yormantide, which we're not going to capture, but I did discover the very first dungeon right here. It's level 19, so I think all the ones here are level 19, and the ones over here are level 29. There's a red chest that sadly I cannot open. Alright, so I made it back over here to the chest, and I was actually able to craft the lockpick here. So we're going to try and use the lockpick for the very first time. I'm not sure if it'll work. We may have to give it another shot. But this should allow us to be able to open every chest from here on out, even if we don't have the key. There we are. And we got another assault rifle. If we've got a couple more of those, we actually might be able to craft the next tier. So we're going to finish. We're going to head over here and start kind of uncovering this map here, as this is going to be where all the level 29 dungeons is at, and ultimately where we want to go to find the next best bow. This episode originally kind of started out here with us looking for coal and sulfur, but I think honestly just making a second base might be the better way to go for that. And just trying to get these schematics along the way will be helpful, because ultimately we're going to want to conserve our ammunition, as it can get quite expensive, and if you're just playing on vanilla rates like I am here, it takes a while to kind of build up to a really nice steady supply of bullets, versus just using arrows, which is far cheaper, because mining ore is a very simple process. Alright, now I've made it over to the next fast travel location, and actually this is my favorite spot to farm kind of the schematic for the bow, as if you head up to the left, there's a dungeon right around here, and usually there's one or two on this side, so let's go this way first. Usually there's a dungeon just to the left here. Yep, there it is. I like this spot because it's basically just very clear out in the open. You can fast travel here, you could quickly see if this dungeon's here or not, and then move on. Alright, so I found a pretty unexpected surprise. There is the Tarantulas in here, and I was not expecting to find that. Usually you don't find them until Faybreak. I didn't realize they spawned here in the caves as well. I'm going to try and capture one of these. This would be a huge help here for moving around the map. This is really cool. I had no idea there was a lower level spawn of them. I know you could breed them, but yeah, having the ability to find them here in a dungeon is very, very nice. Let's blast him too. We'll go for the capture. Looks like we'll get that one there. We'll grab the chest while we wait. a metal helm schematic, that actually might be better. What are we currently using? We're using the metal helm. Yeah, so that schematic we just found is actually better than the armor we currently have. Alright, so we made it to the boss room here, and there's going to be some Goriat, which we currently do not have. They actually might be kind of challenging to capture. Oh, I don't have the wrong weapon, or the right weapon on here. There we go. Yeah, these guys might actually do a bit of damage to me, so it may be worth trying to kill these smaller ones, to be honest. We'll try and capture him since I do have him down to 1 HP. And we'll go for the capture on this one. Oh, he actually still had a lot of health left. I didn't realize that. Whoops. We'll go for this. I expected this guy to pop out because he had a lot of health still. There we go. One more burst, and we'll try and get this guy down as well. We did capture the one, so that's nice. And then we'll go for a hit on this guy here. Try it again. Okay, we got 2 of them down. Just the alpha variant left. We'll call our friend back so then accidentally destroy him. Okay, beautiful. Let's see if we get anything here in these chests. I would love to get that bow. Even a level 1 schematic would be nice. Oh, an SMG level 2. That could actually be really good. Oh, and then SMG level 1. Alright, well, you know what? Not too shabby. That SMG might actually be better than the AR. We'll have to check that out. Alright, now we are back outside, and here's going to be the fast travel point. So if you just follow this to the right-hand side, again, you're kind of just sticking to the path here. You'll notice here's going to be the next dungeon. There's just basically 2 dungeons on the exact opposite side. Very easy access to both. Oh, and there's a coal node there. I might farm that when we come out of here. Okay, so it looks like we got super lucky. This is one of those dungeons where you don't have to really fight anything, and it just gives you all of rewards. So we're about to cash in. We're going to get ourselves a free pal here. It looks like there's another one over there. I did see a rubble pile here behind me. And then look at all the cool decorations. Yeah, the dungeon variety has massively changed since they first launched the game. Everything used to be like the exact same. You knew what to expect. There's always an insane amount of rooms, lots of dead ends. It's been streamlined immensely since it first released. I actually enjoy doing the dungeons because a lot of times I stumble upon things that I haven't seen before. Alright, so we got some skill fruits here as well. Ooh, there's a red chest. There is a red chest. Let's use the lockpick here. That's not going to work. We'll just save our keys. It says I'm a failure. Thank you for that. Oh no, we failed again. Let's try one more time. Oh, okay. I thought maybe it's not like I thought it was like Skyrim where if you let go, you're fine. But yeah, it is. Is that one better? Nope. I need to go a little farther to the right. I've just failed miserably multiple times. There we go. Okay, yes, there it is. That's what we're looking for. The combo or the compound bow schematic level 1. That is the reason we were doing dungeons. Was that right there? And then we do still actually have the final 2 chests here in this room as well. So let's grab those and see if we get lucky. We got a yellow one, a thermal undershirt, and high-grade tech manuals. All in all, a very, very successful dungeon run. Alright, now I made my way out of the dungeon, which is just over there behind the giant circle here. And there's going to be a little building here. I don't know if I've ever actually discovered this. It was definitely added with one of the more recent updates. We'll go through and see. There might be a quest in here, to be honest. Let's see. Oh, yep. There we go. There we go. We've got another quest. We will go through and grab this chest here. But then the reason I brought you over here was to show you this here. Is that just up above, there's going to be another fast travel location and another dungeon here right next to it. Alright, now I am inside the dungeon here, and I have found a couple of founds. I just found a Grintail, which was pretty nice because I don't have 12 of them. And a Catris. We're going to grab that, as I think we just have one from defeating the Alpha Pal here. Oh no, it escaped. That's not good. Let's throw another sphere. Hopefully that should be good. And then we do have a Fellbat, which I think I also only have one of, just due to catching the Alpha Pal. Let's give it a nice bonk, and then hopefully we get a headshot, since they're all being stubborn. And we'll get that. And we should be able to be on our way. Oh my goodness gracious. They are being, yeah, as I said, cheeky. They are not being very kind. We will leave that. I'm not too concerned. Now, there is an exit over there, and there is an exit over here. Okay, what do we got in here? There's quite a few flowers. Let's get the flower and this flower. Oh, we're full on our inventory. We have quite a few good items. We definitely need to head back to base. We'll grab that. More skill fruits. I don't think I can grab any of them because they'll take up one spot. And an egg. We'll grab the rubble here as well. Oh, there's another rubble pile too. Coins and nails. Nails are always nice. Save us a little bit of crafting here. I might have to take a look at these skill fruits and see if they're even any good. Yeah, let me just manage my inventory here real quickly. All right, now we have made it over to the boss room, and it looks like there's a bunch of gobfin in here, which I don't... Actually, I do have more than 12, but it doesn't hurt to get more just for condensing fuel. So we'll just try and capture these guys, save up on our gigaspheres, and hopefully we can use the megaspheres here. And, okay, we're good to go. Let's head over here. And let me see, what did he drop? I don't think it'd be important. I think they're all just pal fluids. Yeah, okay. Now let's go take a look here at the chests and see what we got. If we get a schematic, that would definitely be nice. But if not, it's alright. Anything will do. We got an attack pendant. That attack pendant might actually be level 2. Wait, does it say ×1? I think that's just the normal one. So let's just check that out here real quick. Alright, so yeah, they were both just level 1, so not all that great. Let's head on back to the base. Alright, now I am back in the base here, and there's quite a few eggs that are ready to hatch. So we'll just start by going through and hatching the eggs here really quickly. Looks like we'll be able to get 4 of these hatched at this time. So we're going to get a dire hal, which we do already have 12 of. Not a big deal there. This is a dragon egg, so I'm pretty excited about that. Relaxaurus, okay. We're still waiting on that one, so we'll go through and get this grass egg, motivational leader, and infinite stamina. Alright. And lastly, it's going to be a sweeper, which we don't quite have 12 of yet, so I will take that. We will stick this in here. Now, one last thing I wanted to take a look at here really quickly is going to be the weapons. So, when it comes to our armor, actually, first of all, we have the metal helmet at 50, and on the technology tree, we are just now going to be able to craft the refined metal helm, which is 100. Now, what I wanted to see was, on the schematic that we just found, it is not above 100. So there's no point to craft this when we could just basically build the basic one and get a full upgrade here. We are going to want to start working on finding predator pals here, so that might be a topic we'll cover here in the near future, especially for things like the pouches. Now, in terms of the weapons, though, we can actually make the compound belt. We have everything we need to make that, and then we're just missing ingots and ingots, which obviously we went through and got a bunch of coal to make those, but the whole point of this episode was to get a bunch of coal by going through and doing the dungeons, but in reality, we should probably just build another base. So I think we will make that a priority and a concern here for a future episode. So with that being said, I think this is probably a fantastic place to go through and stop, as we uncovered quite a bit of the map, defeated quite a few alpha pals, got a whole bunch of great loot, and also defeated some bounties here as well, and gained about 2 total levels. So if y'all enjoyed today's video, then please consider leaving a like and subscribing to see more. I will see you all later.